Hi everyone, thanks for watching Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Derling and thank you for watching this episode. If you're watching this one, either you're just a dedicated fan, and I thank you for that, or you're a John Anderson / and or Yes fan. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Some brand new live music from the original Yes singer. Hasn't been out too long. John Anderson and the Band Geeks live Perpetual Change. Last year, John Anderson and the Band Geeks released this excellent album called True of all new music, 9 new songs. I reviewed it with Pete Pardo on this show. I'll have a link to that episode at the end of this. This is still an excellent, excellent album. It's the closest thing to, John Anderson and Yes are probably not going to reunite. But this is very Yes-like. It's got traces of late 90s Yes, like The Ladder. It's got traces of 90125 Big Generator. It's got some traces of classic Yes. He's assembled a great band who've written some great compositions, like musically, and it's very much in the Yes vein. So when I found out that this band was doing a live album, I thought, great, we're going to get to hear some of those songs live. Now, that's not the case. This was advertised right from the beginning as all Yes music. And not only is it all Yes music, it's all 70s Yes music. Now, that's not a bad thing, but the current Yes is also playing most of these songs. So what it's doing is begging for comparisons. But let's get into that in a second. First of all, now, one of the things that Pete and I talked about when we reviewed the True album was the cover art doesn't exactly scream prog rock. This is actually pretty cool. It's not Roger Dean, but it's got that feel. It's got that, that classic Roger Dean feel to it. Let's just show you the whole thing here. I don't have this on vinyl. I would imagine it looks pretty cool. And actually, I'll give credit to the artist. Artwork and layout by Stan W. Decker. It's not a name I know, but great job on the front cover. So this, I actually got the Japanese version of this. So it comes in this classic double CD case. It's 2 CDs and a DVD, actually. So that means it's got the Obi strip and, the booklet inside of it with the lyrics in Japanese and English. And the label is not one I've heard of. It's on Avalon, so I'm not really sure about that. So yeah, so the CD1 and CD2 has the full set, and the DVD does as well. What I like about this is that the DVD doesn't have an extra song that there is no audio only version of. I don't like when they do that, but I'm going to give you the track listing on here. Yours is No Disgrace, Perpetual Change, Close to the Edge, Heart of the Sunrise, Starship Trooper, Awaken, And You and I, Your Move, I've Seen All Good People, Gates of Delirium, and Roundabout. So everything is between the Yes album and Going for the One. Gates of Delirium was a nice surprise. I'm a big fan of the Relayer album. It's kind of a weird album, but I really, really like it. I would have loved to have heard this lineup do Sound Chaser. Awaken is kind of the late 70s Yes song that feels the most like an early 70s Yes song, if that makes any sense. So that makes sense that it's there. I'm also a big fan of Tormato. Love that album. I would have loved to heard this lineup do Don't Kill the Whale or Silent Gates of Freedom or Silent Wings of Freedom, or even something off, totally off the beaten path like Arriving UFO or something like that. But I want to give credit to the band because he's assembled an incredibly good band. So got Richie Castellano on bass and vocals, Andy Graziano on guitar and vocals, Andy Ascalise, drums, keyboard, percussion, vocals, Christopher Clark, keyboards, vocals, Robert Kipp, keyboard, guitar, percussion, vocals, and additional guitar and vocals on And You and I and Your Move, Seen All Good People, Rob Schmoll. So it's a lineup that you need to deliver the big sound that is the classic Yes sound. And John himself, at 80 years old, sounds amazing. There's a picture of John on stage. Now, oddly enough, he's wearing a Tales from Topographic Ocean shirt, or at least it looks like, but there's no material from that album here. And there's the DVD, brings that to life. Minimal stage setup, but just what's needed. And John's really enjoying himself on stage at this stage in his life and his career. He's just out to have a good time. But man, I just can't believe how well he's singing, like at 80 years old. And a few of the songs, they've had to lower the key a little bit, but only a few of them, and it's not to the detriment of the songs because he's got such a naturally high range anyway. Everything sounds just great on here. And, you know, as I said on the episode where we reviewed the studio album, True, I like the last two Yes albums, The Quest and Mirror to the Sky. I don't have any problem with the new Yes music. But as a live entity, if I had the choice, I'd go see John Anderson. There's just a little more liveliness on stage. And the arrangements are faithful to the originals, but not just straight up copies. And I'm not saying that that's what Yes do now. I don't know. Haven't heard much out of the actual Yes in the last couple of years since Mirror to the Sky came out and they toured. But if you're a Yes fan, there's nothing not to like about this. It's Yes classics delivered the way you want to hear them in a modern recordings of them. Like I said, Gates of Delirium was the nicest surprise. That was a little bit off. You know, it's kind of a joke. Every Yes-related live album, I guess, is always going to have Starship Trooper on it, right? I understand most of them are going to have Roundabout, but Starship Trooper seems to be one of those songs. And listen, they could play the entire Yes album, and I'd be happy with that. That's a great album. But it's a good, you know, I would have liked to have heard some of the songs off of this spread in amongst those Yes classics so that people could hear this is comparable. It's not like the band goes and do a new song and you're like, oh, well, this is going to suck. No, it's good stuff. But, you know, maybe that's down the road. I don't know. I would love to hear another studio album from this band along these lines. That would be just great. But in the meantime, you know, I know if you're like me and you're like a lot of Yes fans, you've got a ton of Yes live albums. They're always putting out archival stuff too. Why not add this one too? John Anderson and the Band Geeks, Perpetual Change. Yes classics, DVD, 2 CD set. Get it wherever you can get it. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. You certainly won't be disappointed with the sonics of this. You know, unless you're, you know, a Yes purist and it has to be Steve Howe on guitar. Well, if it has to be John Anderson on vocals, you got him here and he's sounding as good as he ever did. So that's my 2 cents, my recommendation. Go and check that out if you're a Yes fan. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and thank you for continuing to follow Tim's Final Confessions. Link to my books is below, more stuff to follow, and I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Tim's Final Confessions.